Hey guys, welcome back. It's great to have you. Today we're going to be talking about something interesting in the way of obesity. And I know I've talked about that before, but specifically what we're going to address is weight loss and how to do it. Hey guys, I'm Dr. Nene, a US trained cardiac, thoracic, and vascular surgeon and a general surgeon. As a healthcare innovator and a health tech innovator, I want to empower you to your best health ever. On this channel, we will share evidence-based medicine from all of us to you through our experiences and training about health and healthcare. The goal is to help you make informed decisions about your own health as well as that of your loved ones. We're here for you, so don't hesitate to reach out. If you're new to my channel, subscribe because there's so many more good episodes coming out. And tell us what your weight loss tips are and how you track your weight, and whether you've had issues or whether you've had successes with it, and share it with all of us. Look forward to hearing from you. Problems with obesity don't stem from how you look. You're all beautiful. And I'll tell you that right now. But the problem with obesity is it's been directly correlated to increased risks of heart disease, increased risks of diabetes, increased risks of sleep apnea, and other things. I've spoken about this in a different video. But the basics of this is there's something called an ideal body weight, which is 105 pounds for women plus 5 pounds for every inch over 5 feet. And in men, it's 106 pounds plus 6 pounds for every inch over 5 feet. Now, that gives you a general idea of how you're sitting, but remember, the Nordic trackman from Norway will not have the same attributes as the Gokarnas Brahman from Ratnagiri, right? So don't think you're going to always fit in there. The second thing is, how do you measure if you're really overweight or you're just thinking you are? One measure of that is the BMI, and that's the body mass index, which is the weight in kilograms divided by the height in meters squared. And that'll give you a number. Anything below 24 or 24.9 technically is normal. Below 18, you get into low weight. Above 25 to 28, it's overweight. And above 28 to 30 to 40, you get into obesity. And then above 40, it's morbid obesity. The risk of succumbing to disease in the morbidly obese pool is tenfold higher in a 10-year period than normal people. So my point to you is that it's not about how you look, it's about how you feel in your health. All right, now you figured out, well, maybe I've packed on a few pounds. It's been the festival season, it's been Easter, it's been Christmas, it's been everything in between, or you had house guests, or for most of us, 2 years of pandemic with a sedentary lifestyle. First of all, what are the risks to getting overweight? The first is a sedentary lifestyle, too much TV. And I can tell you pretty much everyone in the pandemic probably suffered for some degree. Also be a nervous eater. You can also eat too sweet content and have a very, very energy-rich diet. This is some of the stuff that's happening when we work in sedentary jobs like at IT centers and other places and eat the same diets we did when we were out in the fields sowing the plants. And so overweight and obesity is a thing. We've talked about it before. So now you have an idea to figure out whether you're overweight or not, whether you're obese or not. What I always tell people is, how do you track it? How do you take care of it? I would say before you go on any diet, you should consult a doctor to make sure that it's the right choice for you. If you have diabetes, you have other issues, it's very important to get the right type of nutrition and not just starve yourself. The second thing is, how do you track it? The first is to create a diary. Keep track of every meal you have, every snack you have through a day. A lot of these things are available on apps now. A lot of these things can be done through a spreadsheet which you put on your phone. You can also take pictures at every meal and just track it and get an idea of what you're doing. By doing that, you will consciously make a decision that this is good or bad, and when you make choices, you generally will fulfill your goals. The second thing is take pictures of yourself in the same place every day for 30 days. I can tell you for sure you'll be amazed, because not only will you have an idea of where you started, but you'll see your progress. And a lot of times that positive feedback helps you to lose weight. The third is figure out what works for you timing-wise and diet-wise. not every diet is sustainable. Sometimes if you're very obese or you need to drop quick, you might end up going on a fad diet. But most of the studies have shown with the fad diets that they will help you lose weight. They're just not as sustainable long term. So eventually you're gonna want to go to something which really suits you, whether you're non-veg, whether you're veg, whether you have a chaotic lifestyle, whether you can order food in, or whether you cook it at home. But be regular about it and make sure that you watch it. The fourth is do a waist to hip ratio. Measure your waist to your hip. That tends to be a little more accurate on predicting whether you're in good shape, and a ratio of waist to hip of 0.85 or less is actually beneficial according to the WHO. Next, give yourself rewards for succeeding. It's not about giving punishments, come on now. Give yourself rewards by saying, look, if I achieve this, I'm gonna go and do something nice for myself. Now, I'm not talking cheat days, because those can be a little bit tricky. And later as you get into it and once you get to normal, you can have a cheat day once in a while. I'm not saying no to that. What I am saying though is don't make that cheat day every day, because it's a slippery slope. If you like things and they taste good and they satiate all of your pleasure centers, you will eat them. And believe me, there are a lot of sweets and other things which I have to avoid personally because they get me into trouble. I'm a total foodie, as you know. Lastly, do it with friends and be social about it, because it helps you to kind of reinforce that. It's very hard to be on a diet alone, honestly. If you have a spouse or you have a sibling or you have a family working with you, it's much easier to do it together. The biggest change you'll see in front of the mirror is one, but the other thing is look at your clothes. If you are seeing your sizes change, you know that you're on the right track. And this tells you if you're in good shape or bad. I can tell you in the pandemic, a lot of my clothes didn't fit me. I don't know about you guys, but now they're all coming back to normal. And it was depressing and it was painful and it was sedentary, but we're all moving out of that. So then the last thing is track your sleep. Your bed is your regenerative cocoon. And in many cases, a good night's rest will buy you much more than a great diet because you'll be well sorted for the next day. And I can tell you a lot of us worry about this, that, and the other. We're eating too late, we're doing things and waking up with reflux, or alternatively, we're just not sleeping enough. Stop the binge watching, put down the late night munchies, and go to bed. And wake up refreshed and start it all over again. So I think that pretty much sums it up. You tell me what else you would do for that. We haven't talked a lot about diets because we're going to do that in another episode. These are some simple ways to track a diet. Now, the other things I've done for my own purposes is I have all these trackers, but I also have a calibrated scale which measures body mass index, it measures dry weight, wet weight, it measures quite a few different other variables. How accurate that is depends on you, and it also depends on you calibrating it with another test. But that can give you a rough idea, and it's a neat way to figure it out with technology. I would say that in summary, obesity, and particularly morbid obesity, has been correlated to very negative health results. And while we all want to look trim and fit, what I'm more interested in is preserving your health. And I think the two go together, because when you are fit, you feel good, and you usually are good. So, like always, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. Hit that big subscribe button. Hit the like button if we're telling you things you like to hear. And also share this with all your friends, because I think it's about starting a dialogue with everyone and getting everyone to come together to do the right thing. Finally, the last thing I was going to ask is tell me what you think. Tell me what you do to lose weight and to stay fit and to get through things, particularly moving from a normal world to a pandemic world back to a normal world. And tell me what your journey's been like. Love to hear about it. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to talking to you soon.